So this is where I ended up last night. With earplugs, the industrial stuff in the background was reasonable. Can't tell if there's a building or something back there though. This wasn't marked or fenced, so I think I'm okay here. I was so tired by the time I got here, I didn't even open my food bag. I'd eaten a sandwich a few hours ago. Just didn't watch a show, didn't do anything. Didn't even get in my sleeping bag because it was too warm and humid. I was just out. And now it looks like there is a storm coming towards me. That stay with Dory was really amazing and badly needed. It is sometimes very, very difficult to turn down the very nice offers of multiple days of staying and slackbacking when I come across something like that. I'm pretty sure I've turned down at least 2 weeks worth of slackbacking offers since I started this. And this is partially why I don't like paying attention to what others are doing out here, because you look and, oh, such and such was doing like 25, 30-mile days through here. Oh, I am so wimpy. I am doing so badly here. And then you find out that they were slacked back through this section, and you're like, oh. So I just pay attention. I try and just pay attention to me. So I'm currently catching up on edits, waiting to see if it's going to dump on me or just keep dripping like this. Interesting thing, one of the guys that was hiking the ADT, or at least some version with a cart, actually got jumped outside of a Dollar General in eastern Parkersburg, that area I was saying I didn't have the best vibe for, and so he had to jump off trail. Honestly though, the thing with the carts, I can see that why that would work, why that would be advantage in the first 3 states, but and you have to go around occasional things like the cool part of dolly sods. But in Ohio, you would have to do something that is not anywhere close to what this trail does. It feels more like trail sections with road interludes versus the opposite. Obviously, people do it, but at some point, if all you're doing is roads going around things, taking shorter routes, it's more of a, U.S. Crossers route versus Discovery Trail. I messaged the guy. It's a real bummer. At least he wasn't, badly hurt or anything, but that sucks, especially when it's things you're living out of. I mean, that's basically your home. He had this whole elaborate cart set up. And there we go. I've been sitting here catching up on those edits I should have been doing when I was in town. I always get behind because I'm talking. And I was kind of hoping that the rain might tail off again /end, but it's now 10:30. And it looks like there is basically a rainstorm that is lining up and coming straight over me. So I think I'm just going to have to bite the bullet here. Not sure I would have used this spot if I was here in the daylight, but it worked out pretty well, even with my late start. It is kind of a shame I didn't get going early. If I'd left at 7:30 or so, I would have actually had a dry rain fly. I feel like I keep timing the rainstorms just completely wrong. I'm in the vegetation when it's raining instead of on those long road walks where it would be advantageous. When I did jump out of the tent, I got a face full of about 5 spiders. I have a friend who would have not been happy with that. I was originally aiming to come up here, which is the top of that hill. I stayed partway up. Thought I might have cell reception and everything, which I did because I was looking back on Peebles. Plus side of rain, turtles for taters. I wonder if I had a patch that said, "Give me death or give me coffee," if that would result in more random acts of coffee or more threatening behavior. Yes, yes. Scary hiker. And here I was just looking for some place where I could take a snack break. So I just took a minute to do some checking, look ahead, try and figure out how much road versus trail I have. It does look like there's some good distance road walks for the remainder. There is, however, a significant section around Shawnee, which keeps making me want to make little Sebastian jokes. And then around East Fork, there is another extended, trail through a park sort of thing. Other than that, As far ahead as I went, which is Milford, which is where I split off and head to Cincinnati, looks like mostly roads. I do really think this is the best state yet on the ADT though. Just the way it's mixed in trail with the road walks versus having me get too sick of one or the other. Boardwalks always make me miss Florida. They were more interesting when there were gators around, as with most things. I mean, what sounds more exciting? Sexy Time or Sexy Time featuring random gators? Huh. Guess that's why they say stay on trail, huh? Oops. Guess that's not the trail. Well, damn, I was afraid of that. Looks like this is the trail. I went to cross that fence, but that was certainly off route. This is 18 kinds of frustrating. Just trying to figure out where they want me to go. Well, that's a relief. That vegetation soaked me more than hours of rain this morning. That seems like that would make for good neighbor relations. Here up the hill, you can just dig a little ditch and flood that guy out. Met a nice lady who filled up my water. So the good news is I have water, the bad news is I have water. All the locals along the way keep telling me how much rain they've had, and I'm like, yeah, I noticed. So there is a shelter in another 10 miles. I may tentatively aim for that. Assuming nobody else is there. That umbrella I found yesterday, turns out there was another hiker who dropped it. And I don't know if he's through hiking, section hiking, or what. Because I will go camp in a puddle over camping in a shelter with somebody else. Dory just did reiterate her offer for another overnight stay. I told her we'll see how it goes, and I might take her up on that if this lasts for days. Seems to be a good amount of dog breeding operations or something going on out here. Hey, guy. So I'm still going around that aircraft engine proving ground, but I have no idea why the trail keeps jiggering around on some of these roads. Looks like I could have saved myself a hill and gone straight back there, but oh well. There's also an older trail that seems to go into that wilderness there, or into that private property there. Just got approached by somebody asking what I was doing. He was friendly. He was actually concerned that I was going to be out here later. He says, mostly nice people out here, but drinking and drugs. He was also highly confused by what I was doing because I was telling him the direction I was going and that I was hiking west, and he pointed out I was going east because of this joyous little section of trail here. It is after 5, I'm under miles, late start, plus the mud earlier on. I'm gonna aim for the shelter. There is a campground further on from there, but that's more miles than I have in me today. My feet have been sopping wet all day, and are not currently the happiest. So I'll be happy to take the next 5 miles and stop. I really need a water top off for the night. If I don't get it, I can make it through the night and make dinner, but it'll be kind of thirsty. Unfortunately, last couple of houses where I've even thought, oh hey, maybe I can go ask them, knock on the door, I've had some dog issues, so. Well, that was interesting. I got filled up. Somebody let me come inside the house and fill it off the sink, and I think that is the most cockroaches and old cigarettes I've seen. I actually just filled the one bottle and then got out of there. Between the dog issue and that house, not the best vibe here. Okay, it says the shelter's here. Okay, as long as nobody's here. Uh-oh. It's not a good sign for the preview, though. Okay, that is not actually enough to stop me from using that. Reviews on this one seem kind of mixed. Yeah, there are indeed cockroaches. I don't know that I really prefer this over my tent. Yeah, it's cool they have the shelter, but I just had cockroaches running up my legs as I was opening the windows. And there's a couple of wasps' nests. It's cool they have that, but I'm not that big on places with enclosure, stagnant air anyway. I think I'm just gonna set up my tent somewhere over here. So yeah, I decided to set up the tent, and it has been raining because that's all it does in Southern Ohio these days. Just found out from the state coordinator that this is apparently like near record levels of rainfall.